Hey guys, come back with another online battle today for Medieval 2 Total War. I played as Russia in this battle, my opponent played as England, and I split my forces. We go up the left side of this hill, at the right. We did no archers in this battle, and just two formations of cavalry, not counting the general's bodyguard. And I had missile cavalry, but they're not really archers, so we figured we'd allow it. But I'll fast forward to the battle here in a second. On my right flank, I decided to go with my spearmen in the center, and then put the heavy troops, these axemen, on the flanks. So I did the same behind them. And then on my left flank, I just put them all in one group. Woodsmen in the front, dismounted boyar sons in the rear. And he's got a good position here with this ridge on his right flank of his troops. This is just really, it's a pretty good battlefield really to pick from. Just roads, hills, nice and grassy. But I'll skip right to the battle. Okay, so you can see we are pretty much wrapped around this whole line. Pretty large battlefield. And then I moved up my boyar sons cavalry up here, just to try and weaken up the lines, weaken up these billmen.
We're under attack.
Spears coming in like crazy, javelins, and they do the circle and shoot formation, which is pretty handy. So weaken up that center and keep the spears moving. Just having issues running through the troops here. This is where the first engagement starts. On the other flank here, I ended up moving these troops back over here behind this line just to focus on that corner. Let's get over here so we can see the first charge when it happens. The dismounted boyar sons are moving in. Get ready to go to slow motion here. Marching through the tall grass. Here we go. Just let them go at it. Back to normal speed. Then I just had these troops charge the weakened lines. If we've engaged over here yet. Moving in now. Mark that corner. His armored sergeants here, they're ready for this charge. They're dug in. Crazy that the two formations I had charged, they have the same amount of guys, but the armored sergeants, their line looks so much thicker, full of troops, but they're the same size. And you can see I'm starting to move these troops back over here behind this line to support this effort right here. He's moved up his demi-lancers. Move my boyar sons back, and here comes a charge. A good charge too in the back of my cavalry. They're on the skirmish mode, so they're gonna run. They don't want to engage. And you can see the fighting's been pretty thick here. A lot of bodies there on the ground. Cavalry was involved a little bit. He's got his dismounted English mailed knights engaging. See where we hit where the troops were weakened. And I wasn't too confident about being able to win this fight over here. Not at this moment, but later on in the battle, where he moves reserve troops over. So that's why I wanted to pull these troops over here behind these to this spot right here. See, there's been heavy casualties. So I wanted to try and break through and rush them into the back of the line. British axemen and spearmen against the armored sergeants. Some more spearmen for reserves, ready to charge for their country. You can see heavy casualties in this. I have a unit of dismounted warrior sons, 17 men left, and they are routed. They are broken. They've had enough. Cavalry on the flanks, dwindling formations here. Stuff started to look pretty dire over here. Charge in more dismounted knights. We're also fighting an uphill battle here. Charged right up this steep slope here, and we're fighting. Moving some more troops up this steep hill just to try and keep them from using reserves on my main line. These feudal knights, they're dug in, they're ready for it. You can see, broken through here, created a gap. And I haven't realized it yet, but when I do, I start, there they go. Rushing these troops, trying to get through and get to the back. This engagement right here is probably the deciding factor of the battle. There's a cav charge. Good charge too. Lances down. That was my general's bodyguard too. Wanted to pull them out. Don't need our general dying. Oh, that wasn't this. That was his general's bodyguard. They weren't lancers. See, they're still. This flank here looks pretty hopeless at this point. Pull my troops back. I don't think he intended for his bodyguard to follow. But we've engaged this part of the line here, keep them separated. Our British axemen, British, however you say that, they're not winning, but they're helping occupy enough troops to move more troops through the breach here. It's pulled off this main line to support over here. We've still got troops in reserve, but there's a cav charge over here. And so I sent in some of my spearmen to help assist them, a little infantry support. Try and clean out this cav so we can get our cav back to the fight.
They have lost half their men.
We've reformed kind of half-heartedly, not really straight, but got everybody piled back together in one spot. You can see the fighting here was absolutely brutal. Just all types of men lying dead underneath the grass as their final resting place, all along this line. Look at this, all up this hill. And now the fighting back here is just crazy. We have 3 different pockets of fighting, and we have infantry charging into the rear of these billmen. Perfect place. And we have the cavalry rushing around the backside to regroup with our force over here, and you can see he's pulling his troops back to try and reform a new flank. Just zoom out way back real quick. Just everywhere this battle is. Here, breaking a unit of armored sergeants here. Pretty significant casualties here. Not quite as bad as the other side, but I was able to focus up and break through this part of the flank. Another breaking unit of English forces. Now we're charging our infantry back into the fight on the extreme left flank. Pretty quiet over here. Small unit charged in just to harass me, I suppose. And we pretty much routed this left flank and rolled everything back up, and now we're right up in there. Right up in the rear. The situation looks pretty grim for the English now. My right flank is still very, very strong. Very
Lord be merciful, we have
full
lost
units.
half of our men.
It's really just a matter of cleaning it up now. Recording this early Sunday, so sorry if I'm hard to understand. I'm still kind of got that morning blah in my system. Versus General's bodyguard trying to help out. They're fighting against Axemen. Watch this dude right here. See if the Axeman can pull him off his horse. There he goes. You can see back here in the background just the glistening of the swords and the armor. Battles going on everywhere. Can you imagine being down here and you can't see over the hill? The only thing you know is you've been told you have to break through and get into the rear. You don't know how the fight's going on over here. They don't know how the fight's going on back there. There's no radios.
We have sent the Corps to hell.
There goes the enemy general. And with that, some units begin to break. Loss of morale. Ooh, wow. The big fight that happened over here. Lots of dead cavalry. And now you can see not a giant chain route. You click that via defeat, which causes all your units to retreat. So I'll just fast forward, we get to the end, you can see the casualty reports. I'm just trying to move my guys out at this point. Man, look at all the casualties in this one spot. There it is. Doesn't show the end casualty screen. I believe he suffered a little over 1,900 casualties, and I had about 1,700 casualties. I was outnumbered by about 150 men, so not much. But just a close casualty difference. Sure looked like I had a lot of units still left over. But no, I thought that was a really good battle. I was excited to get it filmed and show you guys all about it. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one.